All right, guys, we're back with your rivals champion, Casey Scott. He's going to show you guys some budget options for dinos. So take it away.
All right. Hey, first of all, I just wanted to mention something that I didn't get to in the last profile. Dinosaurs beats this card, like flat out. So, conductor wins in every situation if it's just this card on the board. Obviously, if they have other negates, you'd have to use cards like Dark Ruler No More, or what I'll get into for a little bit more budget, even though that is kind of a more budget card right now, being around 8 to 10. But some of us don't even have that, so I have other options for you. But the point is, anytime this guy negates, that means he can be flipped face down, which means he can be killed by Tyranno. If they don't negate before that, he has 3,500. Dragoon only has 3,000. And he can be destroyed by battle. So, Tyranno outs him. And also, Anaconda stands for cost, which is why it's not ashable. So that's why I don't play Ash anywhere in my list. So I just wanted to explain those two things real quick. Now moving on. So the first big one is probably impermanence. The good news about this is, yes, I do want it on my opponent's turn, but most uses for this card is against rogue decks. So I would put Numeron in a rogue strategy at the moment. And Numeron Subterror is seeing play. So instead of these, you could easily run Chalice, which is a nice, easy little common to get. If you're against that, you could easily fit in Ogre, or as I mentioned before, I might even start main decking DD Crow. So I think that's a good substitute for impermanence if you're on a budget. Next to the main card right here, Archosaur. So I would suggest at least picking up one copy, but if you don't have the money, you absolutely want to play dinosaurs anyway, you just go a roundabout way. You pick yourself up 2 copies of this card, and then you got to fit Foolish Burial somewhere in your deck. So the reason why it's okay, and you can actually cut down on some of your engine pieces because you're no longer using miscellaneous to summon this out. You're going to use your normal summon on Overraptor. That can send this guy and get you a pill. From there, I'm going to talk about how you can use Overraptor into something else. So we'll move on for that. There's also a budget dinosaur card that I don't own. It is a level 1. It's not very good, but it's a level 1. And that is something you can bring it out with miscellaneous so that you can... that isn't Alo. That's a bunch of money. But there's a level 1 dinosaur. You bring it out with miscellaneous, and it's just a combo piece so that you can use it to link. So, but that is how you would add pill from your deck to your hands without Archosaur. So that's the best replacement that I could think of. All very cheap cards right there. Now for Dark Ruler. As I mentioned, it is kind of the budget option at the moment. But if you don't have it, Mystic Mind does just as well. I would suggest bumping, from my build, I played 1. I'd bump it to 2, maybe even 3. Or you can do a Terraformer. Or, as I was going to mention, the Red Eyes combo is brought out by going into Anaconda. These two are both dark monsters. Since Dark Ruler No More's purpose is to stop your opponent's board, Super Polymerization will do the same thing if it's this type of board. They're both dark monsters, so you can go right into Starving Venom.
Yep.
So that's another budget-esque replacement. And then for Pot of Extravagance, this is thanks to the new 10s. Obviously, the new 10s gave us a better chance at getting more of them. However, they're still $20. So what do I replace with this? Well, Phantasme also came out in the 10s. Pretty much every deck right now is Link Summoning. This card, on average, will draw you 2 cards. Therefore, it is a decent replacement for this. And on the plus side, especially if you're going full budget, you don't have the Archosaur, this isn't a dinosaur. So it helps you with your pill situation.
Yep.
And it's another dark. So technically speaking, if you went Phantasme and then you wanted other room, you could technically play 3 alerts. Because that would be a grand total of 11 darks or something like that.
Yep.
So there is an option for that. Now, back on the whole thing of I don't have extravagance. Well, that means you don't run extra copies of these, which will save you money in your wallet because these are actually some money right now. So you don't need the extra copies. Well, what do we put instead? Pretty much any of these. So if you own a unicorn, probably the ultra rare version, IP Mascarena is a $10 card that just came out. And you'll be able to link off 2 monsters, which is why I was mentioning that just level 1 dinosaur that you're not going to care about, but you can bring it off of miscellaneous. So with your normal summon of Raptor, you would send your Overtext Quatlus, search your pill, and then if you have your miscellaneous, you pitch it, obviously before you did the Overraptor play, and then banish it to get out that level 1 that doesn't really do anything. It's just there to link. So you can link that off for IP Mascarena, or if you want to make it more of a going first build, you can actually link both into Reproductus. And then you just need 1 more summon, and you can go into this, into your barrier statue. So that's a pretty decent ending board. If you need to go first, you can lock your opponent out of special summoning. And these guys, with this on the board, is a pretty good lock.
Yep.
So that's an option for that. Also, relinquished anima. I don't think he's too much right now. And this actually came up a couple times where I wish I had him in my extra deck. So he can take something that he's pointing to, and a lot of those boards that, are just really big with a bunch of negates, once you shut them down with either Super Poly or Dark Ruler No More, Mystic Mine, any of those, obviously you can turn that level 1 dinosaur into anima. And from that, you get to take one of their cards, and then you just link this off into your IP Mascarena, or if you're going second...
Well, you can't link anima into IP.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
You're fine. I'll just let you know.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry. You can go into, like, Reproductus or something. That's what I was getting at. But you can go into a really cheap option, Underclock Taker, or Pentastag. I don't have one on hand, but you can go into those and then go into your Tyranno, and you can actually minus something 3,500. So you get to beat over a lot of things like that, and do a lot of damage.
Then if it's Pentastag, you're piercing through everything.
Yes, and to go on the lines of going first, if you want an extremely good budget option, Baguska. You can make Baguska pretty easily just by having your Lost World combo with Overraptor. And so, that's a decent budget option, especially if you're not going to have your pot of extravagance. So that's a good option to replace any of these guys. So there's that. And then for those that are stuck on Sam's build and like the Link 4, Appaloosa just came out of the 10s. It's sitting around $10, $12. It probably will go down because there's another reprint coming. It's a really good card to just end your board on if you get the ability to spam out things and you don't have the money for an access code talker, and you want to play that route. But as I mentioned before, I just recently cut mine for Cerebus, so that obviously is a way more budget option. And then the last thing is you don't have to run these, so you actually get more options from these. You
Okay.
don't have to run these because a lot of people are cutting Maximus from their force. Well, or they just won't activate Maximus.
Yeah.
So I hope this helps you all with the budget options. The rest of the deck was relatively budget to begin with. Also, I just wanted to point out the most expensive card in my side deck is probably Denko Seka, sitting at $2, if not Cyclone, because I think it's around there. So yeah, my side deck was definitely budget, and it was super effective. So,
All right. Is that it?
well, yeah, everyone go out and play your dinosaur decks while we still can. It's really a good deck.
Yep.
It's a
All
great
right.
meta call.
Yep. It is a very good deck. All right, Kasey. Thank you again, and congratulations on your past victory.
Thanks. No problem.